Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yeah, surprise. It's not Saturday. It's not a Genshin Impact stream. It's actually something different. What? I know. It's shocking. But anyways, I won't keep you up late. Because So, I know that I can't graphic design, but look, I have a surprise for you guys. I could sort of graphic design. Boom. Oh, but what's this? There's like 5 names? I think y'all should introduce your-
That's how you introduce them.
Oh, I should have put a whole bunch of sounds on my soundboard for this.
No, you don't understand. I had you guys muted, and then I unmuted it, and the first thing I hear is a William Hell scream the second I unmuted it.
William Hell?
I timed that really well.
Did you say William Hell?
Wilhelm!
William
Like, it's a one name.
It's William Helm now, anyways.
Please, Mr. Helm is my father.
Mr. William Helm.
Yeah,
Just
screaming
like
is the perfect
that,
imagery. I agree.
Oh, the
Waffle
buzzing's
Hunter.
back.
But
I'm
anyways.
so glad I had that to my soundboard.
Hold on. Oh god, buzzing.
Oh no. Alright, so would you guys like to introduce yourselves, I guess?
Oh.
Who first?
Hold on.
Let's just go down the list.
We can even go in alphabetical order because
Well, I mean,
whatever's up on the stream, we can just go in top.
let's
top
go alphabetically.
down.
Yeah.
Wait, well, I
That's me.
have a dash in front of my name, so I go first.
Oh, you want
I'm,
technically you true.
I'm Ultrawave. I'm also Audrey Andrews on the Discord thing. I don't really do much on my channel, but I do post Ace Attorney things, and I'm getting into voice acting and such. I don't know what else. Lozzu, you go.
Yay, welcome.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should clap after everything. Everyone says
everybody.
anything.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
Alright, next is
hello.
Lozzu.
My name's Lozzu. I play different variety games. I'm a VTuber. I love Ace Attorney. I've played all of them, unfortunately, because there are more bad ones than good ones, to be honest. But these are the good ones, and I love them. So I would love to play this again on this with all of you.
Aww.
What?
Oh my god, here's my clap. And I'm like, where's everybody else?
Yeah, there's a crowd. There's a crowd.
That's the courtroom making noises.
That is the courtroom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the courtroom.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh, yeah.
next
That's
is
a
Mega.
courtroom's chat.
Hello.
Don't give them that power, no.
Don't give him the power.
I'll give him the power.
Hello. I am Meganaunt from youtube.com/Meganaunt. I do funnies and sometimes stream as a VTuber. Maybe? Perhaps?
I see.
Oh, a different chair.
Oh! Ooh.
We're getting the female audience now.
Yeah.
I'm very popular among the female audience. So says the guy named me. I don't know who he is.
Anyways, next is Onoken. Oh.
Hold up, I am chewing.
Okay.
Alright,
He's
nice
chewing.
to
I know,
meet you,
guys.
chewing. Great.
Professional streaming.
Ah.
Wait, introduce yourself.
Introduce.
Yeah. Let me finish chewing.
Why'd you put something else
No.
in your mouth?
Chew
No,
faster.
There we go.
So yeah,
Introduce
introduce
While
yourself.
you're chewing.
I
No,
am
we gotta go in
Onoken.
alphabetical.
Go,
Oh, you're-
Okay. We good?
Yes.
Yes.
Go.
Go.
I mean, I don't know. You guys be talking. I mean, gotta make sure, right?
Onoken.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
I am Onoken Fudo, your local assassin from your local bread store. And I do a bunch of nothing because I'm really tired.
Oh, that's so
Oh, that was really.
That was-
Oh,
My
that was
bad.
cursed.
That was loud.
Everyone was dying.
That
It was
so
their
cursed.
first and last cheer.
That was so cursed.
You're right, Solia.
We have Half-Life screams. Oh no.
Ah! Okay, I did the
As it-
mistake.
I feel like that means we should just play Half-Life, like the different Half-Life sounds.
Alright. Okay. Wait,
Actually,
Ono,
hold
did you
on,
finish
hold on.
introducing
Go
yourself?
ahead.
I have the perfect idea, guys.
Alright, Mega.
Half-Life Death every single time
For
she
God's
takes
sake, open the
damage.
silo doors! Oh no, we're doomed!
Ah, hello, Gordon Freeman.
Okay, I guess, yeah, I guess I'll introduce even though. Picaromps. Oh, no, I'll say this. I'll do this for him. Hey guys, I'm Picaro.
Oh no.
Oh come on! You can't give
Yeah, you're right,
the
you're right.
voice filter and not him.
Alright.
Which voice are you doing this?
Alright, then me. Hey guys, I'm Solia Sora. I'm gonna play this game because I never played it. I played every other Ace Attorney game. Well, I should say played most, watched all, except this one. And now we're playing it. And I'm voicing it with these lovely peoples. So, before we start though, I want you all to do something real quick, okay? I want you
Oh god.
to go to each of those handles at the bottom left. They should be the same. And I want you to subscribe to them and follow them. Right now.
Don't do it.
Oh, wait.
Don't do
Ultrawave,
it.
I don't mean you to subscribe to me. I meant to the other people.
That's why I'm saying don't do it.
But, and then really quick, thank you so much, Brennan and Skullback for the follows. I really appreciate it. Hello. I do see the chat, so I was just letting the other people juice. But make sure to follow everybody else too and subscribe to them. They deserve it.
That's peanut. Just like that.
Mhm.
That's
Did I
Peanut
stutter?
and Skull over there. Yes, you did.
Yes.
Those are
Well-
my boys.
Alright, well, anyways, let's see. Okay, no.
Do you know who
Alright.
ate all the donuts?
Me.
Alright,
Me,
so
doctor.
let me
It was me.
bring this back up.
Oh no.
And just
Also, 9,
What's up?
your follower name seems to be misaligned with the bots. Just letting you
Yeah,
know.
it isn't centered. It's like,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Also, I'm pretty sure that it's because the text is like middle text and not like left, like a line to the left.
oh wait, I don't think
Hey.
it is. You're right, maybe.
There
It's
we
not.
go.
Let me fix that. Alright, there we go. Oh no, I just
Also,
ruined
it's
everything.
staticky again.
Guys, this is the professional stream.
Yep.
Totally professional.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Okay, so let me fix that again, because I really don't know how to do this other than keep doing the same thing.
That's good enough, I guess.
Why is
At
that?
least we are on the
I
Sonic
have no
25th
idea.
anniversary stream.
Yep. Wait, what?
That's true. Just like
Okay, so...
like irritating to the ear.
Oh, is it still staticky?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no, okay. Yeah.
Is it coming through the stream? Can someone check that?
Oh no, please, no.
But I haven't
Chat,
muted.
how's the audio for the game and everything else? Is it leveled?
Okay,
is it
let
staticky?
me
Is it
become
anything?
chat for a second.
Let me know. Pretty please with a cherry on top. Let me know if everybody sounds good and leveled. Probably not leveled, but you know, because I'm not an audio engineer, says the music production major.
Oh no.
There we go.
Man, dude. Alright, so we all good? You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Alright, so I'll try to get to chat too, so here we go.
Jesus.
Gamer time.
What?
Yo! DMCA?
The Empire of Japan.
No anime.
After
Oh,
opening
anime.
Fine.
You're right, you're right.
a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far.
Who put this
distant
anime in my
continent.
game?
Anime
The
in my video
revolution washed
games.
over the land, making life
Look at
in the
this
capital
game, you
He's
might-
Higurashi. Higurashi when they cry, human Neko looking ass characters.
and
Oh my
some
god.
was swept away by the tide.
Yo!
Those were some nice chairs. Oh. No, it's gonna ruin the carpet.
Oh no.
Nothing personnel, kid.
The turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh shit.
Dun dun dun.
Who's this mysterious man that is being framed for murder? Surely Phoenix Wright will come and save us, right?
Episode 1. The adventure of
Only
the
he
Great
was
Departure.
born.
Oh, I didn't get time to read the French. on the bottom. Rip.
Bienvenue à la Carnival.
22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Ante Chamber 5. Look, I'm tried, okay?
Judicature.
Okay.
I call dibs on bald man.
Antechamber.
So who's gonna be the protagonist?
And
The player.
Not me, the player.
The
Wait, me?
I think
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
yeah, you should.
Wait,
The
what?
shonen. Oh, you.
no,
you,
no,
you,
The shonen
No, I didn't click
protagonist.
anything. What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't click anything.
I can't
Alright.
believe you would skip the dialogue.
I didn't click
SMH.
anything. Right.
Well, okay, you can just go to the history.
No,
All right, better restart the stream.
Yeah, I gotta restart the stream,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just to be safe.
For once, I'm actually use hotkeys. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. So let me just do this way.
Heretic.
It should work. Do I have the effect?
Huh?
I can't tell.
Yeah,
Oh,
Do I have
No.
the effect?
are you doing the male effects?
You don't.
I
He's a
think she's
shonen
gonna use
protagonist. You can
colors.
just do your.
Fine. I'm just gonna do it this way. It's fine.
No.
What is
You don't have to do that. You're gonna be thinking a lot.
Because
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a freaking Ace Attorney.
you're gonna think a lot.
There's a lot of thinking in this.
Uh-oh.
I love
You want me to do it?
professionalism. I still can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate?
What?
Oh, no, nothing.
Save your glares, murderer!
Jeez, my man, that his throat.
Owned.
Sorry? No wonder why! Okay, I figured out why. When I click off of it, it counts in the game.
Oh.
Yeah. I assume it's a click.
If you click in the game, it clicks for real.
Oh no.
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Naruhodo.
Naruhodo. I can speak Japanese.
Naruhodo.
I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, waiting my trial.
That's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
Oh my god, it's Ryu from Street Fighter.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, wait a minute.
And
huh?
who are you?
I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Where's that wind coming from?
Why does he
What?
got a sword? I'm pretty sure you can't have a weapon in the court of law.
Yes,
Why
you
not?
can. I'm trying. If they have guns, so do I.
If they have
Lawyer.
guns, what's the problem?
Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Or I will cut you with my sword.
Or I will cut it off.
Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet.
Well, don't call me
Yikes.
out. Jeez.
Yikes.
And yet I still know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Oh, No, I suppose that wasn't my fault.
He has Canadian DNA.
But really, Kazami, I never meant to
What?
drag you. I'm sorry. What's it pronounced? What's it pronounced? Kazumi?
Kazumi, you said Kazumi.
Kazuma?
Wow, I can't
Kazumi?
believe you can't speak
Kazuma
Japanese
Kishima.
SMH.
Kazuma Asogi.
Kazuma. Okay, I'm
Kazuma
sorry. I'm
Asogi.
sorry. But really,
Asogi over here means butcher, by the way. So
How did you
keep
get that
in
first name
mind.
right, but you mispronounced Kazuma?
Yes.
How dare you?
because I
Kazuma,
heard,
We're doing a couple of
Obviously-
Kazumis.
I heard
Get
the other
it
one
right,
before. This is the
nerd.
first time I know this guy. Sorry.
Yeah. You can come to me for
English class.
advice on how to pronounce Japanese stuff.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, but really, Kazuma. Wait, is that it?
Yeah, it's Kazuma.
But
Kazuma
really,
Asogi.
Alright,
Kazuma.
but really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry.
there you go again, apologizing.
I agree.
Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student.
Bud?
But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Of course I did! You have to believe me!
It was me!
Of course I did!
Immediate.
Throw me in jail.
Of
please.
course I did! Why are you saying I didn't? Jeez. But
I
honestly,
had
of course,
the gun.
of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high.
You mean?
Sure, you can.
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Little aesthetics back, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to fix that.
Just restarting the screen share, I guess.
But like,
It's not blue
God,
text.
doing that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
It's not blue text.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. This is
I feel like this is gonna be a lot of thinking.
Yep.
Kazumi Asoge. It's Asoge.
Wow! Now you got both wrong.
it. Literally every time someone says it, it's a different pronunciation.
I'm trying.
Kiryu Kazuma, my favorite.
Kazuma Asogi.
Okay, Kazumi Asage?
Oh my god.
Kazuma Asogi.
Asoge, okay. Kazuma Asoge. My best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far
How
more
come
clever
you
than I.
pronounce Yume right, but not Kazuma?
Because I heard
wait
Lozzu
a
said
minute.
it. I heard
Hmm.
Lozzu said it, guys.
He's like,
Oh,
But he's far more clever than I. Star student, in fact. I mean, honestly, because he can pronounce things better than me. He's even a qualified lawyer.
oh.
Impressive, considering what the
Is he the ace attorney? Is
that
he
great?
Ace?
impressive.
Oh, is he not that great?
Oh, maybe he's not. It says he's a qualified lawyer, but maybe he's an undergraduate. So impressive though, considering he's an undergraduate. Thing.
Well, I mean, that's pretty
me-
great.
Yeah,
it's not that impressive.
I mean, true.
The very
Even I
concept of
can
lawyers
act
is only a
as
few
a-
years old. Oh.
Sorry. Even I can like act as a lawyer, like on minor cases. To be honest, I'm not even one. Not
Oh, I'm
necessity,
sorry.
for God's
Ah,
sake.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sully, you should like tabbing in and out is not going to be like a choice. I think.
I'm not even tabbing. I'm
Besides,
just
it's fu-
clicking off.
Okay.
You could try alt tabbing.
Would alt tab work?
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah, probably alt tab.
All right.
Yeah. Also, suggestion when you try to click into the game, click on the bottom stuff on your, Desk bar.
Here's a better suggestion.
Stop.
Unplug your mouse.
Yeah, alright, I'll do that.
Unplug your mouse.
That's
I'll
now
try
you don't
that.
have to worry about misclicking.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
right.
true.
I just need to worry about my
Yeah.
keyboard.
You don't need that either.
Genius.
Anyways, I
Oh
think
my
we were
God.
here.
Okay. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. You know, in Japan, anyway.
Okay.
Define a few years.
My qualifications don't mean much. Yet.
You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But
Oh.
I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started.
Ah!
Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get us to study abroad at last.
I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day.
He's been wearing that exact same outfit for several years.
It's my day. It's my student outfit. You know, if school uniforms looked like this, I would wear. I would wear them. I would wear 'em.
That's actually a Gakuran, so yes.
Yes.
Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's
Is
not a
this
soul
word
in
part of the
university
uniform?
who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple.
Is it the air that flows my
Yo, the
head?
temple?
It's in the air?
Man, that lawyer money's really good, huh?
Yeah, his aura is like
Totally
in the,
like-
his ribbons, just flowing in the wind. And if it goes Super Saiyan like, it'll come off and his hair will be yellow.
Yep.
Ooh.
But no, truly, you can see that he pays people to stay off screen with a ventilator, or rather a fan, constantly blowing at his face so he can have that stylish headband going.
Yeah.
That's a, for the early 1900s, that's a lot of power.
That's yeah.
Actually, it's 1900s solid. Or actually, not even. This is 1899, the end of 1899.
Well, isn't this the turn of the century?
Yes, the end of 1899.
Or after, I guess I don't know. Has the turn happened? I guess,
Welcome
bring it
That's
back
to
2 onward.
welcome
Yeah.
to year 1000 when we're all caveman.
I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too.
And come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
Let's become British.
Wait, what? You kidding me? That woman was already alive back there?
If only it were that simple.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. And I'll regret that in 5 minutes.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
It would be a shame if I accidentally shot a guy.
Yeah.
See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. That's gay.
Eyeball.
Aibo.
I'm dead. Wee.
I'm having effing PTSDs from Phantasy Star Online 2 now, thanks to that.
It was straight after that. That's when it happened.
Asogi, may I have a word?
Oh,
Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
To His Excellency's chambers. Why?
And no, I don't wanna. I wanna hang on my buddy here.
how about no?
Yeah.
I was looking for you before. You advocated for the defense of this trial with a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I
It's
feel
Mike
as
Hagar.
though I've seen him at university before.
I see. I'll go at once then.
Those be my assistant.
I just realized that.
It's not
You wanna
me
be
who
both?
is.
I shall accompany you.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
Give that to Picaro for spite for being late later.
Oh.
all right, but for now, let's. I kind of do want to give it to Ono or Mega just to give him something.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait for our boy Bod, prosecutor.
Oh, okay. So then Mega, you.
Yeah.
can
Okay,
for now.
Mega, do you wanna be?
I shall accompany you.
Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah, wait a minute. How am I going to do a female voice? Hold on.
How am I
I'm
doing a
not-
male
I'm
voice?
not like
Can't
that.
I can't actually go that high. I am.
I shall accompany you. Oh well, no, I can't do it. I'm already Cosmo now.
I shall accompany you.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
That works.
You sound like Sam Rigo.
Alright then. Alright then, Mianosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
As
I
this
mean, we
woman
can trade,
here
Mega.
just
Do you
has
want
a.
to trade?
You sound
Wait,
like
which one are you?
freaking Sam Rigo.
I'm Cosmo.
What?
Yeah, sure. We can trade if you want.
As you see,
Yeah,
chats, this is highly professional. We know exactly what
Yeah.
parts we have.
Exactly.
All right
Well,
then.
I mean, I'm keeping track.
Ryanosuke, I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yes. Thanks, Kazuma.
I
Bye.
do look
Man, I'm depressed.
at- What is this? The Witcher now? Everyone grunting out of nowhere.
This is awkward.
If I may,
Yes? Sorry?
you must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
No, that's wrong. It's that guy, that guy over there in the cab,
No,
and
no.
no eyes.
I'm actually Steve.
Oh, then yes, that's right.
My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. Ah, I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand.
Never met him.
As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial,
He'll die.
I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again.
Uh-oh.
What?
Ah, as I suspected. You were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer!
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless,
I'm sure it's also true, so you did it.
I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
So isn't that too late? But then what should I do?
Well,
Die.
naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right.
Just say you're guilty.
So, just say you're, with that smile, just say you're guilty. Hmm. Right.
Bro.
So,
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense.
Did you do
When that
it?
happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I don't.
I don't? But what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Yes, that's exactly it. That's why I said you don't. Of course not.
Oh, I
Defend it!
see. He's trying to play on the freaking language barrier.
Court is about to begin! Proceed to the courtroom at once! It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
What?
What?
Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours.
Nani?
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear?
Yes, I like death.
Hey, I'm
Get
suing
moving!
Obi.
There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway.
Yikes.
I mean, that is an option. You could just
Get in
run
here.
and
We're
no
trying
one
to throw
would
you in
find
jail, eh?
I
This
mean,
is
but
it.
at the same time, you would be admitting to the crimes presented to court, so.
This is it.
I'm not guilty if they can't find me.
I'm trying to do my last monologue in peace, friends. Please. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. What's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial.
Oh my god, he's
Which
gonna
I
see the
probably
bonus.
forgot tomorrow.
My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny.
Destiny.
And it's against Winston Payne. Like, what?
22nd
2nd November. Oh.
22nd
Do you want to
November.
do it or? All right.
Okay, I don't know. 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, courtroom second. I can't. I am scared out of my mind.
Like, it's really
You
I'm
think
sorry.
you're
I'm,
about the Ryunosuke?
I'm already ruining all this.
No, it's my fault. So this is a courtroom.
That's very small.
The
Just something
Supreme
that should be
Court of
supreme.
Judicature. You said it earlier. I can't remember.
Judicature.
Judicature. Okay, so I did get it right. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power.
I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there.
Are those cardboard
They want to
cutout?
shoot me?
They have no faces.
The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
A secret trial?
A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
What? But why?
It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
Yes. Oh my god, he's on his glory.
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
Wait, I think... oh no, do
Yeah,
you want to...
Yeah, Onoken. He hasn't been able to voice.
He hasn't had a role, please.
Alright, go ahead.
Please, let my boy.
Let my boy.
Go.
Hold on. How loud was he back in Phoenix, right? Yeah, this loud.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. Except it's not gonna be that.
As
Need to find
As
the
is the
voice.
defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
This is it. This must be the question.
Oh no.
Who's
Uh-oh.
That's the question of Professor Matt.
Oh
Then,
no.
If I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do?
I just wait.
Yeah,
I mean,
pick the third option.
I'd love to pick the third option.
Vote third
Yes.
party.
Chat,
Yep.
I can't really do polls, but what do you vote for? Should I do first option or second option?
Guys,
But I can do poll.
like the video if you
No,
want to
that's
answer. I
the
do.
polls last too long.
third option,
subscribe.
get
It's a
Manfred
wait
von
and see.
Karma through a freaking portal in time and get him to defend for you
Yes.
with his deep
Send a
voice.
mail-in vote,
You
and
wish.
we will count those at the end.
Please fax us your answer.
Of course, this will be an electoral vote, so it won't actually really count. But, you know,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Listen.
Wait, okay, all serious, does this actually matter? Like, do I say
No, it doesn't.
Uh-oh.
It does not.
Alright, then,
You. If it does matter, you would see a health bar probably.
These first few these first few options in any first Ace Attorney game are always without penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Wait and see, and he says I do anyways.
Cosmo's the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies.
Try to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting.
But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear.
What?
Yes! Yes!
I knew it!
Anyways, here's the
What
rest
is
of
the
your-
meaning?
Wait, here's the rest of your line.
Okay. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense.
Yes!
What is
I
the
agree
meaning
with
of this
that.
I agree with that.
Appreciate that, Hajime.
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst?
I would like to inform the court
You're selling thoughts.
that oh yeah, I mean
Counsel, why are you silent?
Loud
I
brain.
I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhoto, will be defending myself.
You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
I don't know, this is my script. Professor Mikotoba told me everything. Just now, before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off?
What,
No.
Phrasing.
It's not that,
Oh,
really.
Oh no.
It's just
Oh,
that,
no.
well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself. in today's trial.
But yo, could you like be a bro and just stay with me as like my co-counsel, please?
No.
Oh.
You
Okay,
know.
Well, I'm out. I got no reason to be here.
You're in deep this time.
It's your fault.
Does the accused have been defeated already? Renounce needs our council, really?
Wait, Dr. Diggins, is that you?
I'll throw you a jelly,
Son!
Show you the real ouchie.
Objection!
Objection! Wait, that's not me.
Oh.
That's not me.
Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself.
I am absolutely not confident at all.
Look at
my
his
face.
like.
He is. That is the face of confidence.
But that's me on
Isn't
a daily
that
basis.
so? On a daily basis. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san?
No! Oh, yes, exactly! Exactly what I wasn't thinking! I'm not confident at all! In fact, my mind's completely blank.
Oh, he's a Naruhodo, alright? Look at his
I
face.
realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student, to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo?
Nope. I mean, yes! Your Excellency. I'm choking, I'm dying. I'm dying by my lies!
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My
Wait, hold up,
competence?
guys. How many
What?
characters do we have on this scene right now?
4.
And
Too
how
many.
many of us
Oh.
do we have talking?
5,
Like-
4.
5 million.
No.
4.
3?
What?
No. Who is voicing the judge? Mega or UA?
Yeah.
Oh, Mega. Actually, yeah,
Who
let's...
is voicing and who is voicing Ryu
Totally
So,
not
yeah.
me.
and who is voicing no, by Ryu I meant the other Ryu.
Kazumi?
Oh,
Mega.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically, alright, so who wants to take one of Mega's roles, basically, I guess.
you can take Kazuma. I can be the judge.
Making sure.
So I
because
guess
my boy
UA or
Yu
Lozzu,
is
who's taking
played.
Kazuma, we're just giving him around.
Wait,
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take him. I'll take him.
Take
And
Kazuma.
then we also need to find a role for Lozzu as well.
There's probably gonna
I'll
be...
be one of the witnesses.
Alright.
There's probably witnesses to this crime if they're a good case.
Oh yeah, you know.
Let's hope.
You know.
Wait, okay, so who's gonna be Ryunosuke?
Oh, that's still 9.
That's still 9.
That's still nice.
Those and then sorry, who's gonna be Cosmo? That's what I mean. Is Cosmo still Mega?
No, Mega's the judge. He's gonna give Kazuma to someone who wants it. UA offered to do it, so...
Okay.
Okay, so Kazuma Kiryu is UA. Alright, got it.
Kazuma Kiryu.
What are the voices in my
getting these
head
names
saying?
Dane.
What are the voices in my head saying? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
It's
Well,
true.
He can't be questioning it more than I am.
So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
you do it?
Oh, yes.
Case closed.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Could be anyone.
Well, that's easy
It was
enough.
me.
I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But... wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank.
Again.
You know me so well.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that. There's no button.
I don't have one of those.
It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of the E key.
Oh no, I have to remember E.
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 I have a controller,
remember
Solia.
E for
No.
If you
Markiplier.
ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
I never have controllers. Keyboard all the way.
E.
Hey.
I just have to press E for the
It's in the game.
Alright, there's no time to lose.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E.
A.
Thanks, Trunks.
You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press Z to go back.
E. E.
But remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on.
Kazuma, why are you talking to me like we're in a video game? Kazuma?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? This is
What-
normal
what-
procedure.
What's E and Z?
What is a video game?
I
What
don't
is a
know.
video?
I felt like I
This
should
is
ask that
1899.
question.
What's a keyboard?
I don't know.
Yeah, typewriters.
Yeah,
Find the
but
victim in the people section of the court record, and press R to present. Try it now.
What R? What's R?
like what the pirates go.
Who is
Wait,
this
hold
guy?
on.
That's not a
Hold on.
letter in our alphabet.
Yes. The
Hold
vic-
up, hold up. Open the court history again, please.
Wait.
Go to the people related.
E.
Second one. Yeah. Why is Omni-Man in this game?
What?
What?
Omni-Man. Omni-Man.
Oh, Omni-Man.
Oh,
yeah.
I do see it. I see it.
Yeah. Why is Omni-Man?
I was wondering who he reminded me of. Yes. I couldn't put my finger on it.
Chat. What is he talking about?
Don't.
Oh,
Dog.
don't worry. Solia
Don't.
has never seen.
Yeah.
Solia is also from 1899.
Yeah.
Wonderful
Yeah.
lemons.
She's from the 1899 Rock.
The rock, the one specific rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 1899 Dwayne.
That is totally going to be a question. I'm calling it. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Watson was a visiting professor from England, invited to UMA University 3 years ago.
He said Watson.
What?
Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has
Oh.
such profound
Okay.
Oh.
Colonel, I just realized I've never met you in person. Are you a robot?
Wait, did I turn into a robot? What?
Yeah, you are. You are.
You are
Don't
cutting
you
me.
JW?
I'm stuck in the room.
Judge, Judge, are you okay?
No. I just look at the computer. What is happening?
Amazing.
It's already 9 o'clock.
Which means
Is my voice
it's
good?
11.
Am I still robot?
No, you're good.
You're fine.
There
Okay.
you go.
Okay, I'm fine now. It's okay. Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire.
Long live the Queen.
is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
How lengthy?
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
I don't know what that is.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of the Englishman has been split on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not?
No,
No.
we're homeless.
Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education, have you no honor?
Well, because I
No.
didn't do it, dude. But, yeah, what are you talking about? Ugh.
Wait, hold up, were glasses actually invented back then? Especially with
Yeah.
those frames?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Glasses with frames aren't that hard to make.
The lenses were
Plastic?
manually made.
Yeah.
But made of plastic?
Yeah.
How old is
Well,
plastic?
Older than me.
I mean, that's for sure.
We've been hurting our planet for centuries.
Yeah, destroying our planet is not anything new, alright?
Okay.
It's actually kind of
13th
pog,
century.
actually.
1200s.
1200s.
But I
Okay, well,
didn't.
there you go.
But I didn't do it. Even though the demons in my head are telling me to do it, I didn't do it.
You did it!
Do it.
You did
Do
it!
it. It fulfills your destiny.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, that voice
And
is
you're
just
convenient
Future
and
Trunks.
expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime.
Wait, what, Lozzu?
It's that voice is just Future Trunks.
It's just future truth.
Hello, it is me, Trunks.
No, please. Just say this one line. I'm going to change the future. Say it.
What,
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to change the future!
There we
I guess.
go.
You
And
really
I'm
do sound
gonna.
like
Now I have the obligation to mod that into.
I don't watch
Dragon
Dragon Ball, sorry!
So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was a Brit.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I am British.
Whoa! With a
Whoa.
hard T, too.
Man,
Say
you can't be
British with
saying
the hard
that.
T. Next slurs aren't allowed on Twitch.
Whoa, okay. I have to leave this call now, bye.
I'm British, I can say it.
Oh no! Oh no!
Again, this is
Yes,
you don't have to
Dr.
tab out.
Wilson was an English man. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. Fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh my god, it's a Naruto flashback moment.
Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
Let me just have this exact flashback.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. What's the worst what could possibly go wrong?
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
Actually, this is a flashback. Your voice kind of seemed different back then.
Maybe you're just remembering it wrong. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
Like, I can imagine every time this flashback would happen, it would be a different person voicing Kazuma.
Can you imagine?
The British Empire.
That's gonna.
Wow. It's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at the university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello.
I should go and accidentally shoot him.
So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Flashback end!
Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life?
He was shot.
He was stabbed
Shot.
by a gun.
He was stabbed by
He was
a
hit
gun.
by the Ben hammer.
State before the court the cause of death.
Cause of death. Well, obviously that was...
Me, I was the cause of death.
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
By evidence? But how? I'm an idiot.
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now!
Is it this one?
Wait.
We select.
Is it
The
this
bag.
one?
University.
It's the bag.
Ask
The
the one.
evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this!
Oh my god.
And on what basis do you present this evidence?
Nothing! Well, because it was in the court record, of course.
Of course.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking?
But it's my badge! Isn't court of law and your badge, relevant?
Yeah, you can hurt someone with that.
Yeah, it's very stabby looking.
I mean, look at our badge. It looks like a stab, and it's part of the court. So, I mean, it's relevant, right?
It looks like that.
That's true. It is a murder weapon.
I put this in my gun and then shot it.
I mean, look, it's on your neck. Do you think maybe, like, if you, like, look down, it'll stab your chin?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll give you a good shave.
I mean,
Why
yeah.
are you indicting me?
No! I'm
Yes.
just saying it could hurt you.
Yes.
I'm just looking out for my friend, my partner.
Hi,
Yes.
Paul.
That's all. Well, but now that you say that, I suppose.
Pick the wrong piece of evidence again, and it won't be a misery as to your cause of death.
Oh, please! Please!
The throat.
sounds and looks.
He's going to go full Virgil on you.
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now!
Alright.
Pick it again. Pick it again.
Alright, well, at least you can see through this.
Well.
But I did, dude.
Watch out,
Imagine-
he's gonna
imagine he
become
actually
the
did.
storm that is approaching.
Just
Alright.
slices you in half.
Yeah.
Yes! Well,
Yes.
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
I feel like that's the best line for me, considering I'm illiterate. Sorry, yes,
Wow.
that's right. The, post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. That really sounds not reliable.
As long as I'm going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print. Oh my god, those existed back there?
Oh.
Of the crime scene. Yes, I'm improvising. You
Alright.
can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder's explosion.
Is that his beard? Oh wait, no, that's his hair.
That's his hair.
Now, I'll be honest, I thought it was his beard like most of the time.
It would be the most epic beard ever. Can you imagine?
That's what I look like after I
A
wake up.
swirly bird beard. I mean, holy. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
Modern.
Modern.
It is pretty modern.
The
You can't get any better than this.
photographic print of the victim has been added into the court record.
It just don't get no better than this.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail's incredible.
Clearly. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers.
Yo, I can actually be a lawyer?
No.
Aw.
No.
Get out of my courtroom.
All
Aww.
that for nothing.
Aw.
To be fair, that isn't an attorney's badge. That's a student badge for you.
Ooh.
True.
Let us start the
Means
trial.
nothing in him.
What is? Oh my god, he's T-posing. Let him know. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case,
The facts.
the prosecution rarely recalls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Zed then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Mikotoba?
Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean...
That doesn't mean you're wrong.
Well, I could still act as your assistant.
You'll stay with me? I thought you said you were gonna leave.
That wasn't me.
Huh?
What?
What?
Oh. Well,
When did I ever say that?
I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
you did. Okay, no, that's fine. I wanted you here and then you said, no, I'm leaving.
I'm going to the grocery store to get some milk.
It sounds like me.
But it's alright. Thank you. Ah!
Of course!
When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking out his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe,
And it's a
but
Sogi.
Asogi, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
You know I'm bad with
Whoa.
names, Kazuma. But any help you could give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Well, my first piece of advice is, don't mispronounce anyone's names.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
true.
Mm.
And that crazy look of bewilderment and control of the cold sweats.
Okay.
You mispronounce my name one more time, I kill you.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Hypocrite.
Oh, he fancy.
Oh, he fancy.
Okay. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is
Wait,
Satoru
Lozzu.
Hosonaga.
Lozzu.
Wait. Yeah, it was like you have 3 characters and you. I have the spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet.
I've got the
I do.
receipts.
I got the receipt.
It's right
I'd like a return.
Oh, or either me or Meg or not Meg. I don't know who. Wait, who's not in the scene? I guess it is me.
It's private.
You've been staring at this screen for
Me.
like 1 hour, my dude.
Yeah,
That
I've
dog
just
is
been
private.
typing it. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga.
Or is
I'm the head waiter of this Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Le Carnival.
Are you dying? Okay, wait.
Sorry. I got shot earlier.
Wait. So from what I understand, he's the bellboy and the mixture of the bellboy and the prisoner that got poisoned by Dahilda. Is Dahilda in this game? Is this her ancestor? Is this the whole game?
Her name is Dahlia!
Dahilda, I don't care.
Dahilda. It's Dahilda.
Oh my god. Le Carnival. That freaking got me so bad.
Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some,
I ate ketchup packets earlier. It's fine.
It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
For now.
That smile. Please, dude.
I have polio.
No.
I'm sorry.
Why does everyone rip my character? I don't even get to rip.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was it? What was it? I'm sorry.
No, it's too late.
I'm sorry. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital South Esther Quarter was developed for foreign visitors for some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests.
What?
Did you say Guest?
Yes.
West?
Overseas Guest.
This green crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosanaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
Of once, sir.
That took a while to boot.
Oh, okay.
Took a while to compute.
No Betty. No Petey. No Betty. What? How do I
Petty,
even pronounce
Petty,
this
Petty.
garbage? No Petty. There we go. No petty interjections, please.
Oh,
Perspiring maybe? But aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have a few diners at the time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
That fits in with my memory there too. There was hardly anyone else in the place.
Jello. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
yes! Hold on!
It was me!
Yes, it was me!
I agree with that.
Yes, it was me!
Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness report of what he saw, you amateur.
But
No buts.
Oh, sorry.
Your Excellency.
I'm
Your
playing.
Excellency,
The judge is
next-
asleep!
quick!
I'm playing another game, the other one. It's fine. The next time you interrupt it at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today?
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? Oh my god, how is that tower still white?
No. I cleaned this while in between frames. There's no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
Huh?
Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table?
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. I don't think that's grammar.
It is. Really?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm dumb. And
I've
that's
read a
not something
grammar
the waiter
once.
could have missed.
I've been warned about injecting, but still. What should I do?
I feel like it's a wait and see because we don't have evidence.
And because it's not the cross-examination yet.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Or is it?
Dun 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 dun.
I desperately
Dun,
want to
dun,
say
dun.
something. I was told not to interject.
Ryunosuke. If your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you?
Nope.
No.
No.
No, I refuse.
No.
Am I the only freaking nerd in this call?
Yes.
Oh my god, guys. Get a grip of yourselves.
Get a life. Read a book.
Read a book, exactly.
Yeah, read a book, says the GPA 3.8. Anyways.
Did you what?
I suppose I am.
Excuse me?
I never have to go into Yume University otherwise.
I never have to go.
I don't have to
I
go.
I
don't
can't just
have to
always
go.
follow the rules in life, you know?
They accepted me, and then I graduated.
Yeah.
If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty.
Well, dude, what do I say? I don't have the evidence for it. Alright, you scared me. Won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry, even though really you did not scare me.
And there is something I want to say. I'm just gonna shut my eyes and say it.
Yes!
I agree with that.
Yes.
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me. What are we going to do with you? Your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
But I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy.
No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I'm being gaslit.
Yes.
It's like the demons in my head and Cosmo's the memories.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to.
Oh, diagrams. Gotta love those.
Oh,
Very
it's
good
me.
judge.
Okay.
Your Excellency.
I'm sorry. I thought that was someone else.
He was picking his glasses.
Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume?
No.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Can't see Jack, it's not a picture.
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Thank you, sir.
Did I say that wrong? I feel like I did.
Conscientious?
Conscientious.
Conscientious? Yeah.
Conscientious.
Yeah, you got it right.
Alright, perfect. I can read.
You're not like me
I
who
have
can't
died.
read.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. I will also take that mouse pointer as evidence.
Well,
Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once.
of course. Here you are.
What's
Regret.
that about? He's been completely calm and
Instant
collected
regret.
until now.
Regret. Oh my
You can just-
god.
He's dying. Something certainly seems that shaky. I mean,
I'm sure he's
clearly. I mean, look at him.
You could just leave it on the screen and have him cough out as much blood.
Yeah,
Something
like,
Yeah.
certainly
alright.
seems
Just
wrong
have
with
him
this guy.
die of anemia.
But I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I think
Or
something
is it
may be
real?
wrong with him, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
You
Just
You know.
Kids, I guess.
He's alright. Oh my god, he's still coughing through that?
The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. All right. Orchestra of coughing.
So, deposes.
Sorry.
So, deposes. The court has now heard a precis of the case.
Your Excellency,
Yes. At the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo.
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment.
Your punishment is inevitable.
No.
ouchie.
Grouchy?
Oh no! Oh no!
What?
The prosecution.
Ugh.
Oh no!
It's
Oh
me.
no,
Hold
Ken!
up. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the
Wait.
court.
Unsworn, so he
According to
can lie.
Picaro.
He wasn't sworn into court. So he could be
Oh
lying.
my god! Yo, he
Anyone has
lying.
the right to lie, but if
That's not
they-
true. I didn't use any swear words.
He's lying on the internet.
Can't believe it.
I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
This is. I like that.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Hadouken, of course.
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems.
Use a quarter circle input.
Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for more lenient sentence?
Just frame perfect parry his
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
attacks.
yeah. Bet four.
Frame perfect parry those accusations.
Yeah.
It's easy, dude. You have to just
Easy.
do it.
Daigo parry.
Dots.
Everyone keeps
Like-
telling me that this trial is unusual. About these peculiarities. You've said it. Professor Mikotoba said it. So has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
Dots. As I said from the outset, I believe you are innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
I don't know. What?
If the
What?
accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary.
Takes out his sword, and that's by
Yeah.
murder.
Or else.
Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself?
Yeah.
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 The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
Or has it?
But the inputs have been pressed.
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency.
Oh god!
Jesus Christ, man. Have mercy on the poor dad.
Oh,
Ow, my hand!
We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses.
Or else.
Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is!
I point my finger at you.
Murmur.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings.
Well, you were warned. Then you can't be so reckless. My tongue happened.
Wreckful.
You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
I could be your angle or your devour.
In a few short moments from now. That dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls its next witness.
9, real quick. I'm playing the first act of Inscription, and I put the ringworm in the fire, and I clicked the button like several times. Now it's at max health.
Oh god.
They didn't take it.
No.
Well, Your
At all.
Excellency, that's great.
Wait, what's
Realistically, check out the games on my phone.
That's a great game, Your Excellency. I have to ask, what's a video game though?
Hey,
Don't
Ryunosuke,
delete Flappy
check
Bird
this
off your
out.
page.
I thought you knew that, Ryunosuke.
I don't know anymore. The demons in my head are saying games and words, and I don't understand it.
that may not be a hit with you guys, but it will be
Roll
with your
the
kids.
dice, basically.
What?
Very well.
Exactly.
Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. And someone get me Flappy Bird.
Oh my god, what is that?
Oh, I love that guy.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir!
Yes, sir!
The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant, yes or no, sir? Reported for duty, sir!
Damn it.
You voiced 4 characters.
I've only voiced temporarily Asogi, and Van Ziggs isn't gonna appear for a couple cases.
Well, you voiced Eugen and I guess the bailiff doesn't really count this person.
Check
Check
out that guy's ear.
Myself. I got it. I got this. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the effervescence of our nation Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. How am I going to pronounce this?
Curio correcta.
Curio correcta at your service.
It was him. It was 100% him. Check out how his head is shaped. It was him.
An antique
about it.
dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
And enemy.
It must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned.
Oh my god, did he carry the freaking ashes of someone you say that?
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma. The establishment in question always past noon. Is he holding a teapot? What is that?
It's
not a teapot.
It's
Ash
the blood.
flavored tea is my favorite tea.
It's
I'm
the
trying to
blood of
figure out
his
what he's
enemies.
Oh.
I think it's an incense holder.
Oh, that makes
Oh, it
more
might be
sense than what I
incense.
was thinking.
Yeah, it's an incense holder. There's even the holes on top for it to put the sticks to burn.
And
It's
What's
burner.
wrong?
frequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business.
can't understand a word that old man is saying. Is he speaking Japanese or English? What's English?
Lemonese.
He's an antique dealer. It sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival.
Le Carnival.
He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Have you kids ever heard of a pyramid scheme?
Right. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant
amazing.
looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
No.
No!
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the fort in what can only be described as an act of war, sir!
Oh my god, my man speak fast.
It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir!
He's
heard a-
speeding.
I heard
Watch
a
out.
squeak.
Okay. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. One speaks gibberish, the other speaks too fast, everything is a mess, and the demons in my head won't silence. And that in case I just accept that since I was born.
Lazare.
But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Oh!
Yeah, I commented about that
So,
squeak.
this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening.
Squeaky door, squeaky door.
The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yes!
If I'm honest, I was feeling
From the very
uncomfortable
first
from
moment the
start.
bailiff said, hey, murder.
Murderer!
Murder?
Why that? I hear pronounce you murderer. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Standing by to report, sir!
Was that a squeak or a kid?
Where am I? Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
Serpic?
Acerbic? Acerbic? I don't know. I don't speak.
Why
that.
are his earlobes shaking?
What the
There's like a
witnesses
little
saw?
jiggle.
Yeah.
I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Tactical.
Myself, I was. Wow. Okay, he's got a lot of old words. All right. I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes.
Oh,
That black uniformed varsity cadets fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I already
Ooh.
see the contradiction.
That was glaring.
I lost my eyes during the old war.
The Great
I was
Ruling
on
War.
I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Oh, I have it in my hands. How peculiar. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. It's not Nosa, is it? You saw the split second. Oh, old man voice, sorry. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Well,
Yes,
the
sir!
fun is
Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy!
Sir!
What, Lozzu?
The
They
fun
said
is
that
yes,
I
sir,
you
no,
won't
sir.
wielding in my presence!
I have a weapon now.
A weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Where did this knife come from?
Oh my god, he has a weapon.
I told you. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day.
But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. That was a
Is that
whistle.
really true, Ryunosuke?
Yes! All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. I don't know why I did that, but I did that.
It was a
I
good
did that.
decision. No.
After I'd said
What could
hello,
possibly go wrong?
after I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee.
Coffee's nice.
Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, and I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. I don't even know why he had a gun, but sure, why not, I guess. So I bent down and just,
Bruh.
as I was picking it up, bang!
Pay it up by the handle with my finger and the trigger.
Dang.
Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere.
Or maybe I accidentally kind of shot him by accidentally pulling the trigger?
Yeah, I think he
I
accidentally
mean,
shot him.
honestly, there's some powders smeared on the freaking suit, so it was point blank, bro.
Your Honor, it was an accident.
Your Honor,
Oh, that
please spare me?
Oh, understandable. Have a good day.
And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
It was
Saw
me.
it.
I did it.
There is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
Uh-oh, cross-examine?
Do it now!
What's that?
Or die!
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubting this testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty
Yes!
to
Agree
declare...
with that.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait.
What in the
Okay.
name of the Emperor?
There you go.
What is going on here? Ugh. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this
Yes!
What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst?
I just wanted to say yes.
Yes.
I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
Huh?
Yes.
What's that?
What's a cross-examination?
I don't
Dear
know.
me, dear
Cosmo, what's a
me.
cross-examination?
I don't know.
It's an examination with crosses. Duh.
Oh.
I don't know how that would help my situation. Just Cosmo said that it would work. What is it?
I don't know.
Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
How did you
The
know?
demons told me to do it.
Huh?
Oh wait, that's how you know.
The prosecution objects. This is clear. This is a clear waste of time.
How?
Just like my last sentence. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Then why else am I here, dumb, to just stand here and be like, yeah, sure, I'm guilty. Objection,
Yeah.
dude. Oh, that's not me.
Objection! The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination! Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant!
Yo, dude, can you like chill?
No.
Cosmo is so confounded.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses.
Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But
This is where the fun begins.
This is where the game actually begins.
that's where it starts. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. I just said I'd never done it before. What is
Isn't
it?
it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements.
Wait, they're lying?
Wait,
Yes,
what?
Do you think people would
Not-
just do that?
Wait,
lie
I
on
didn't
the
shoot
internet?
someone?
How?
Lying the
Wait.
internet?
How? Why would they lie and how would I even expose it?
Nani?
You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yes, I guess, maybe, but
Well, yes, but also no.
And it's a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence.
right. Evidence. Yeah, what's that again?
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying.
Oh,
Now let's
my
go,
God.
Ryunosuke! Don't let them beat you!
I
Sounds
think they
like
already
a
did.
hippopotamus.
Slam! Ow, my hand. All right then.
Ow!
All or nothing.
All right, I'm just gonna speed run this because I know what it is.
Do you?
Yeah, I think. All right.
Cool.
Now the controls.
1 hour 48-minute speedrun.
I was busy shooting a man in cold blood.
No, I was busy shooting a man in cold blood!
Who are you again?
Yes.
I agree with that.
So wait, what's the contradiction?
Oh, this guy said that he was shot at the back, but the Atatu report said he was shot at the front and the chest.
No, I was replying to the. I agree with that.
Oh. Yes, that's right.
What are you playing at, cadet?
Cadet.
What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache?
I just
Oh,
wanted to. I
mustache.
like saying yes.
Yes.
Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. Ow, my hand. There's a clear inconsistency here.
Oh my god, it didn't even make a noise, it just hurt.
Ow.
What nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that
I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth for literally no reason.
He's lying.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
Okay, you're legit saying that because you know I'm innocent, dude. Shut up.
Nah, fam, you're totally guilty.
Yeah, he's totally guilty. Kill him.
He's a naughty boy. Look at his face.
Don't fool. Hold on. Don't say it like that.
This is so frustrating.
Or is it?
Thank you, Kazuma.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Yes, what Kazuma said. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he said because he's
agree.
smarter than me. What?
I agree with that.
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense
Is it?
that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
Base Kazuma.
What? Gotta love Winston Payne.
Sergeant Yasanosa. Yes, sir! What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadets fired on the English civilian, and from the back, that cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! I witnessed a crime with my very own military-grade eyes, sir!
Sir.
Yes! That's
I
right!
checked out then.
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because Because you got this, Kazuma. Tell him, Kazuma.
As is clearly stated in the post-mortem reports, fatal hemorrhage from a pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound. Bullet does not pass through the body. The photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing.
You got 2 pieces of
The
evidence.
victim, Dr. Watson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
Oh my gosh. You smart.
I'm blind.
What is that thing behind you?
Well,
What the hell?
Hey,
Sorry, I got this tumor in my
father.
No, he's like. Oh god, that's
Nah, fam, that's his ammo.
Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again.
That's his mortar ammo.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious lockout of our steak, sir.
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. That this witness, Sergeant Yesa Nosa, did not see the defense firing a gun at all.
Ugh. That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And I got an achievement. Inconsistency. Sear. Yo.
Seer.
I see that.
There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. Just from that one discrepancy.
Wow.
Wow.
So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Roll credits.
He said it.
He said the funny.
He
said
said it.
This is
Said it.
so. This is what a turnabout trial is all about.
So he turned it about, huh?
It turns about, yeah.
Turned it
Hey,
around.
Cornell. It
But where's
turns
the great
about.
ace attorney? I
He's
don't
not
see
here
him.
right now.
I
Oh,
definitely
God.
saw him. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
What?
Yes.
I agree
I-
with that.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up from the floor. Off the floor. I can read.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I've already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
On the floor? What were you doing on the floor?
On the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur.
You busy on the floor doing the dinosaur? Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting
Wow.
for treasure.
He's playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
He's trying to find the
Oh
dinosaurs.
my
on
god.
Indeed! The Holy Air Kaban, my prize coin!
Kolban.
Koban. Koban.
Cool.
On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude? What? My habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute.
In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you?
On the day under scrutiny, It was to the military man that I proffered my Hoey treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not. But I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Coban vanished?
Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened.
Bam!
Bam, dead.
Damn.
You heard the gunshots, you mean?
Indeed I did! But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoey treasure.
Oh, stop, back away.
Nothing could distract me.
Oh my god, his ears
Out
still
of
shaking.
interest, did you find the coin in the end?
Aw, too bad for him now.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hoey Caban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Slam.
Jesus
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now.
What is your position, Prosecutor Auchi?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
Uh-huh.
I have no idea what that proverb even means.
My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Oh.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime.
It was me! I did it!
The
It was me!
I did it! The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
I didn't even do anything to him.
You existed. What
Ow.
do you mean you did it?
Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again.
You have been beating on my bloodline for
I will beat
generations.
you with my gavel.
Yep.
You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir! At once, sir! Awaiting signal to testify, sir!
The baby.
Excuse me, but there's something, or someone, peeking out over your shoulder, I think.
Affirmative! The nearest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir! Name, Idol! Idol Nosa!
I don't
I don't know her name yet.
Amazing.
It would seem that those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to a foreigner natty. Idol, attention!
What the fuck?
Your father's about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy!
Oh my god.
The
That's
eternal
not-
snot.
The father of the year.
Wah.
That-
The true
okay, let
culprit.
me say this. This kid has some strong
Even if
blood.
what I
His
saw
blood
wasn't the
is
precise
act-
moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing!
What, Ono?
I say that this kid has some strong lungs because he's blowing up the back of the thingy and it was spinning full force. Not even at the front where it was supposed to actually properly gather the wind.
Ah,
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
Wah.
yes.
What?
Hold up.
What did the judge say?
Oh man, all my lines are getting talked over.
No, it
Oh my
like it
God,
literally
over
just
our getting
auto
lines.
does it.
Yeah. How dare they? These testimonies are certainly compelling.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. And by the way, didn't we just disregard their testimonies previously? I don't think they're viable now. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then we will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
You're not?
No, we're not.
Oh.
It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Your Excellency.
Your Excellency.
Is this a photo?
He's getting his glasses.
Sorry. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, Counsel? No.
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident.
It's his steak. The steak is the murderer.
Yes, it's the bottle of wine. Alcohol
It-
kills people.
It was definitely a mistake.
As can plainly be
Dr. Watson was a
seen.
werewolf.
Exactly. There is only one playset.
Certainly based on the appearance of this print. It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Arg.
This doesn't make any sense.
ARG.
Phoenix Wright ARG. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand.
What's going on here?
Japanifornia is being formed.
It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before us said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Watson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him.
It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
There are very sensitive political times. I mean, these are. As we all know, the ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsushi
Taketsuchi.
Aoshi... What, did you hear something?
Takeshi Achi.
Did you hear something?
No. What?
What? Where was that?
What? Oh! Someone got sent.
Huh?
Anyways, To think that I, Taketsushi Ouchi, I can pronounce my own name, thank you very much, will have contributed to the enmity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The church
To
is ready
me-
to rule!
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. It's not yet.
What?
Oh.
I can't hear you over the demons in my head.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
Bonk.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick. Understood?
I have to go to coffee with like my friends.
I
Yeah.
still find it both amazing and weird that they maintain the very same Gavel sound throughout the whole franchise.
Well,
Although
yeah,
he
it's canon.
winds up very, very, very much when he's swinging that thing for it to make just a bonk noise.
Bonk.
Should be a loud thud.
Or should
Rules
it?
can be so unbending at times.
Ugh. Take a, I don't know, the true culprit. Let's see.
It's basically the same thing. Yeah, pointing his gun at the person.
I love how everyone is out of sync.
You're out of touch.
You're out of touch.
Lazare, Lazare.
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
It's not obvious as the last one.
Why not?
What's the matter?
I'm an idiot. I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy. Oh, I have to press. Well, I'm done for. I can't win this trial, even though I just figured it out. No, no,
figured
no,
it
no,
out.
no.
No, wait.
Listen, the first thing to do is to calm down. You can't expect one of his statements to be full of holes every time.
But that's easy.
So just take your time.
what?
Try to tease more information out of them first.
What do you mean?
Huh?
You can choose either to press or present against each of the witnesses' statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with Q. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial.
Oh my
Right,
god, now you
I
can
see.
introduce that?
Yeah.
This is a long.
The
tutorial.
important point is, there's no
Yeah.
sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witnesses on it and press them hard.
Alright, got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. What?
What? What? You don't even press those hard.
That's the Japanese spirit.
The professor was below the restaurant, I'm sure of it. And one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press them for all their worth. My fate depends on it. Very badly!
Alright. Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Why is it yes?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
Because he
no!
doesn't know how to prosecute. Or sorry, not prosecute, attorney.
Wait,
He
I'm the
also- I mean, he doesn't
prosecutor?
know either.
I'm the prosecutor! Wait, I should be accusing myself of the crime. But I didn't do it,
Yes.
so I have to defend myself of the crime. But
I
I'm the
thought that's what you were
prosecutor, so
doing
I
the
gotta
whole
prosecute
time.
myself of the crime.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
See.
Yes.
it's not the same
See.
thing. For a start, I didn't fire that gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of an uninformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
Wait, hold up, hold
think
up,
that's
hold up.
uniform.
Yeah.
Uninformed or
I'm
uniformed?
uninformed. I don't know what's going on.
I've
Um,
never.
I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Knock. Just a moment
Bonk.
ago, I blinked.
I couldn't
What?
tell. Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink? Blink.
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink.
Says you. Where's your evidence that
press
you
X to
blinked,
doubt.
sir?
So there you have it.
Have
And
What?
What?
Dead son!
Ha!
The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment,
I was dead.
Wait, is the baby from
I saw you
Unicorn?
waving the gun at the Englishman!
I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Why do you use so many difficult words? Is that so? Correta-san?
I like how you said, why is it difficult words for this, like incriminating, and then there's this, and you don't find that difficult at all.
Correct.
I don't have trouble with Japanese
I am
because
correct.
of my native language. Portuguese makes my life easier to pronounce Japanese
Yes.
bullshit.
Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that time, at that point in time. But I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor. I'll say this a million times.
Say what? I didn't hear you.
Well,
I only picked up the
obviously.
gun.
Who
To
are you?
shoot it.
You picked the gun to shoot it. There we go. Case closed.
Oh,
Well,
und.
yep. Didn't even let me say my line.
I thought you did. I'm
I
sorry.
did it. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! A gunshot rang in my ears.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry? What do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the command from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner.
Oh my god, he almost died there.
Try to like press a specific.
Dies in Kojima. Dun 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 dun.
You must have noticed.
Da-da.
Da 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 da. You must. Okay, I'm alive. All right. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
Nope.
So convenient things
Nope.
to point out time and again. I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. Oh my god, that would be Pog. Can you imagine?
What?
Wait, I missed that. What did he say? What?
You say that he's growing calluses in his ears. Can you imagine?
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Yep. And yet no one else appears to have called even the creeps of this woman.
Only there had been more people. Only there had been more people dining here at the time, and someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened.
Or was it?
Quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
Or was
I
it?
know.
Or
Of course,
was
the
it?
place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Honestly, this is true, considering I've worked at a...
Certainly. 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of the time to eat.
I mean, I just had lunch at 4 p.m. today.
Yeah,
so...
I'm actually eating lunch right now. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
He was hungry.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
Oh, finally.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hot.
Oh,
Hot.
no. Oh, no.
Hoda. That's a Hoda Clinics.
That's a horror clinic.
Why? Why?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
No.
there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. Why are you saying no? What'd I do?
No. Don't worry, Mega. I know the place. Apparently,
okay.
this is where they originated from.
That made me hungry.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
I mean,
19th
no, I mean, it's just
November.
where they've always been. Because it's always Japan, technically.
It's always there.
Bruh.
19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident.
Wait,
Um,
sorry about that. I had the wrong screen open.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
Except it really has, man. It
Yeah.
really has.
It's a bit
Oh my
important,
god,
man.
dude.
Come on, man. Bruh moment.
I wonder, what do you think, Ryunosuke?
Hmm? Well, it is hard how to see it, how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Yeah. Give me your medical record.
Hold on.
Bruh. Bruh moment.
I mean,
Buro.
I don't see how that's relevant either, but why not?
I do.
Why not? Evidence. Yes. Oh, wait, I had to read the thing.
do.
He
whatever,
slowly
it's alright.
raises his arm. It's so hilarious.
If I may, I'd like to ask
No.
for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
No.
On what grounds?
Safe.
On the grounds that I want
keeping?
to.
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection! Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
Beg your pardon?
What'd you just
You
say to
have
me?
no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence.
Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Oh god, some kneecaps will be hunted. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
I mean, yeah,
I'm older than
we'd
you.
like our rights as human beings.
No,
Sir, I'm older than you.
no, you're not.
Oh,
My
no!
Hey,
Oh!
Hey!
5,000
Hello.
Is
years.
he here?
Funny.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
Picaro!
He's muted.
No, I'm not here.
Okay.
Hey.
You're not here? Oh no!
Oh, okay.
No, never mind. False alarm. Alright.
Oh, false alarm. Let's go, guys.
Kindly add the victim's medical report to the
Yep.
court record.
How much did I miss?
2
Uh,
hours,
Nah,
70 million.
I mean, really nothing, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair. Well, before we
everything and
continue,
also
before we
nothing.
continue, Picaro, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I am Picaro. I am a fellow Twitch/YouTuber who has no business being here. How you guys doing?
Yeah!
Yeah.
That was so freaking loud. Holy moly.
I put
Now-
that at 50%!
Anyways, we're all here. Yay. Okay, so we should give Picaro a roll.
What we need right now is new clues.
Alright, real quick. The victim medical report has been added to the court record. Great.
You have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right. I hear you.
Nah, I can't believe Soy's there right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival are ready for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimonies have no room for doubt.
Which literally makes no sense, and considering I technically have a testimony, and because it's like, oh, he did it, you all disregard my testimony?
Yes, that's the law.
Yeah.
That's exactly how the system
Law
works.
as of today.
Yep, as
Now
of
look, just
now, I'm
because you
making it.
saw me do it, all of a sudden it's me? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Yep.
Dude, it's the law.
What? Do you want me to believe that you picked a gun, fired it, and now it's your brother who did it, not you?
I mean, I didn't even fire it in the first place. I don't even have a brother, but yeah.
Says you.
What?
It says
In that regard, you can ask my mother, my father. I don't even know if they're alive, but you can ask them.
Says you.
Says me.
Feel free to... Oh gosh, dang it. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Corricuta-san.
Okay,
God.
now, I'm not
Now.
presenting. I'm not presenting. I'm not
No.
presenting. I just want to look
No.
at it.
Who is this?
Who am
How
I?
is this?
Oh, it's-
Where am I?
You can look at the court records still while you're in there. While
Oops.
I'm present. No.
Well,
Yes.
oops. Hold on.
9, I'm doing an infinite Ouroboros power up.
Hey, let's go. I knew you were playing it.
I said I was earlier.
You know, I forget things. Anyways, so you
Well, I mean, that's why she knew.
And the brain damage.
and the brain damage.
The brain damage.
Oh, hi, Picaro. When did you get here?
Exactly.
Picaro.
5 seconds ago.
I've
Oh,
heard of
snap.
him.
Picaro.
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
No. Oh no, I messed up. Oh no. No, that's fine. Sorry.
Uh-huh.
That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in.
So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well.
Incontestable? That's a word?
It is now, I guess,
Mm,
as can clearly be seen. That's a very clean fork. There is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. But why is the freaking water
there's 2
carrot
forks.
No.
raised?
no.
The antiques dealer, the sergeant and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying.
Every single one of them.
But if so, then why?
If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea.
Because I have to this video game.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, honest. I guess might as well press this. Might as well.
Who is this Von Kaiser looking guy?
He's about ready to punch out.
Why aren't you telling the truth?
What?
What?
What did you say, cadet?
What did you just say to me, you little...
I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. I'll say this 1,000 times to get it through both the audience and their heads.
We need more flashbacks.
Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to fail to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible.
Hey,
You're not even looking at me in the eye.
Haircut too, and you will respect my authority.
But you're
I'm
not even looking
actually
me in the
blind,
eye.
you see.
You're not even looking at me in the eye. You guys are like saying that to the walls. I'm here.
Where am I?
Okay, maybe not
Unfortunately
you.
for you, unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone.
Sorry?
The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone.
That's right.
Precisely, in other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
But I...
Whoa!
If such a woman were indeed present at this scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. Knock.
Knock, knock.
And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
Or is it?
Or is it?
There's nothing I can say to that. Other than, it's not a waste of time. I'm just wasting time.
Or is it?
Alright, we already read this. Oh, wait,
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes. I don't
Well,
feel
yes,
like it
but
changes
also
much.
no.
I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
Right? Because you have no glasses.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
I'm sorry, what did you just say, Ono?
What?
Did you just... What did you say?
Okay, something glasses?
No, what did you say?
It
Please
was
say it to
something
my
about
face,
glasses.
sir. Say it to my face, sir.
It was something about
Say it
glasses.
to my
What do you
face,
mean?
sir.
Did
I
you
bet you
just say
can't.
Because
Did you
you
say a
don't have
bad word?
glasses. That's what I said.
What?
Because
I think he
you
said-
don't have glasses.
Because he don't have glasses.
Yeah,
No,
So you
no,
calling
no.
him stupid?
exactly.
I think
I'm
he
the
said.
prosecutor. What do you mean? Of course, I think the defense is stupid.
How about you
No.
come over here and say... Oh, okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
I was
think-
going with
I
a
think what
bit
he
and I forgot the bit. Oh well.
I think what he actually said was.
Dude, you can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that, man, bro.
Can't believe it. Anyways.
Wow.
Oh, you mean
Do you know
this?
who ate all the donuts?
Oh, my sound. Sorry,
It's okay.
that was accidental.
Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence.
Cosmo, why are you laughing at him? He bullied me saying I need to wear glasses.
Listen, I thought of a really funny joke.
Cosmo, why are you saying anything?
So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
Why are you brushing off what I'm saying? Fine, how exactly? I guess I'll brush it off too.
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are ones that you may examine. Press the spacebar and you can take a closer look at the piece in question.
I can't read that though.
Use the
Because
arrow
you don't have
keys.
glasses. Limau.
To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using
Oh.
WASD.
Wait.
That's some precise movement.
You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshair starts to pulsate, press space to investigate further.
Jesus, you're right over there, Fan?
Fam squad.
Fan
I'm
squad?
allergic. I don't know. I'm,
Also,
I'm
Naga wasn't wearing
allergic
a
to
mask, that's why.
progress.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say I'm allergic to glasses.
I'm allergic to progress, my friend.
So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card.
I honestly think I should take a closer look at your head, and considering why are you saying like ASD or arrow keys, like I know what they are, and it's like it's like we're in a video game and I don't even know what that is. So yeah.
You know what's crazier than that?
Video
the fact
games?
that the hairband is heavier than his hair, yet it's the only thing that's moving with the wind.
See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail.
It's so
All right.
distracting.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
If I use arrow keys, WASD, and space like I'm in a video game or something, to inspect any areas of evidence that look suspicious. Sure, why not?
Yep.
I mean, why not? What could possibly be there? Oh,
Wee!
please. Alright.
What do you mean
You
you
are
can't?
1 pixel off!
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
I'm not mad at the game.
You weren't frame
This
perfect.
is clever.
There is no event 37 for you. Or moment 37.
Evo moment.
Yep. You can't Tygo parry that.
There you go.
Let's have a look. This is some sort of medical history.
Before
Why
it's
are
in
we
English.
2D?
Why is this a visual novel?
There's
now?
an entry for the day the professor was killed.
Why does it
Extraction of
look
molar
like
with topical anesthesia.
Apollo, what is that word?
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he'd had a bad tooth removed.
Wait.
Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
They didn't have
Yes.
laughing gas in this era, did they?
They did, yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, hold up. How the bloody guacamole did that guy manage to eat a steak after removing a tooth like that?
Well, you
think- I
see, that's the
think they're working up to that.
contradiction.
I think the working
Laughing
up to
gas
that.
has been recorded. The first recorded incident or usage was. I mean, it could have been
The laughing gas
1772.
incident of 1897.
Well, it was 1772. Yeah.
Was that the
Dang.
bite of 87?
Was that the body of 87?
Was that the
Really?
laughing
Really?
gas of
Really?
87?
Oh my god.
Die.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia.
Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain.
There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed.
Really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
The medical report's card information has been updated in the court record.
With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely. Thank you, friend. You're the best.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, no, it's still the same thing.
It's basically the same thing.
Indeed, I have no idea where I am.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait. No. Please. No. 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 I'm
Or
sorry.
is there?
Wait. What do you mean? We got just what we need. We gotta look at the book again. What?
We got just what we need.
Kazuma, we've already done that. Well, you gotta look at it again because clearly you didn't see the statement. But, sir,
Oh, no,
nope.
not this.
But.
I'm trying to move back at the thing, but it keeps going forward.
You need
Are
to
you
use
using?
the arrow keys.
Oh,
Arrow keys.
I'm
Yeah.
dumb. Okay, I'll do
Or
that.
as the
Push the button.
Alright, I'll push the buttons.
Push the button.
The button.
Okay.
The button.
Button.
From that, you was the only one. Oh, yeah, okay, here. That is not what I meant.
Yes!
Nope.
Laser face!
Nope.
Laser face.
That statement is clearly odd.
No, it isn't.
Oh, you didn't even save, did you?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The damage is.
Wait, there's
no.
save?
Oh no.
I thought it was all
Oh,
You
auto.
can save at any time, mate.
That's in every Ace Attorney game.
You can save anymore. No, now it's too
Oh, you
late.
save right now.
Has she really played an Ace Attorney game?
Yes, I have.
Played a video
No,
game.
I
No,
thought
you
it was
said you
auto
watched
save.
them.
Thought it was auto
Oh,
save.
she's watched every game.
No,
I don't think the defense
I
knows what they're
played it.
doing.
I played 1, 2, 3, Dual
There
Destinies.
are autosaves in this game, but it's right at the start of the cross-examination. You'd have to go through all that stuff again.
Jeez. Okay.
What appears to be odd is the way you're presenting yourself, like
Oh.
the fact that you haven't saved.
Pay no attention to that, Your Excellency, or the fact that I say. Wait, what's saving?
damn.
As you wish. Now kindly lower your hand.
Never. Not until I've proven that I'm innocent here. I'm gonna keep this hand raised.
All right, let me do the thing.
Wait, did you just press him and then get punished by that? Or did you present an evidence?
I presented. I guess it's the wrong statement, but I'm pretty sure it's that. As I hear Lozzu being like, "Huh? Are you sure about that?"
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Almost the same thing.
Are you
yes.
sure about that?
I know
No.
anymore. He was the only person. Indeed, he was by himself. No other black could have dispatched. You guys say nothing about the food.
I think it was during a press.
Garbage.
What is food? I haven't had that in 5 years.
No.
I think
my
you have
God.
to press one of them. I think you have to make one of them be
Nope.
like, hey,
There.
this is food.
What is it?
Well, I think, okay, what's the difference between when he actually does it confidently and then him stuttering like this? I would think it's the reverse. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Music starts.
Well, no, I know, but
Dang.
I mean,
what
like,
are you
in game.
wearing, lad? Call yourself a lawyer?
Like, lore-wise. Like, if you were to look at someone and they confidently say this, would you be more inclined to believe that? Or more inclined to be like, well, you know. My thing.
Depends.
My take.
The law.
If you're a good seller, you're
Well,
a
the
good
music stops,
seller.
so we have to listen.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I wish I could. First and foremost, I'm the accused.
Or are you?
Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks, Kazuma.
I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say.
No, actually, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know.
Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Kazuma, are you sure you wish to give me that advice?
Yes.
Don't. She's gonna
Yes.
try to Daigo parry and fail.
All right. Thanks for the advice. Don't regret it, please.
You're gonna get the boot.
Uh-oh.
I wish to kill everyone in this courtroom and then myself.
What?
Good advice. Good advice.
Bruh.
Everyone is so mean to me. They're bullying me, and it's like they hate me. It's like I didn't do anything. All I wanted to
part of
go
the
was
job.
some tea and steak and crackers. That's it.
What kind of crackers?
What kind of crackers?
Crackers without the
You're
weed,
not
of
allowed to
course.
say that word on Twitch.
Yeah, wait a minute. You can't be
That's-
saying that, man.
Wait, say what?
What?
Dude, don't.
Don't say.
Okay,
Don't say it again.
No.
Don't say it. Don't
Nope.
say it.
Me?
Nope.
Don't
Me?
say it.
Do it.
No.
Nope. Nope. Don't say it.
I'm not
Correct-san!
getting banned.
Okay. Yeah. I can. I heard the word. I don't know why we were talking about, but yeah, don't say that again. Yes,
Eh?
I just not start.
Wait,
I just
the
not started paying
food?
attention.
The food?
Don't
Yes.
say that. Sorry.
Don't say it.
What?
She
Keep
said
going.
it.
Keep going.
More like slurry
Keep going, we're at 10:40.
What? I'm so confused. What?
Dang.
Wow.
I'll tell you when you're older. Come on.
All right then. Korakuda-san. This is
Like collector. Correcta.
correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Correcta.
Correcta-san. This is a medical report
Yes.
belonging to the victim.
No, it isn't.
I see. I don't see. What of it, boy?
Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Ow, my hand. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Yes.
Sorry, what?
Yes.
Knock. You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. Drivel?
Drivel.
Drivel.
Yes.
Dorito.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
What?
Let's see if I
Picaro,
can
though.
explain in words you might understand.
Oh, he's back.
I
I am back. Discord being stupid.
It
Welcome
was
back.
after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
What? But that's...
remember,
Impossible.
Rinosuke. You don't have to use clever language or fancy words.
What? Why not?
Just make your point.
Lies, fancy words is the way. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Sure there is.
No. I still have to eat brunch. The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. The medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that I don't want it to.
On the simple grounds that I don't want to.
No, please. No, please, wait. Okay.
There is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have perpetrated the crime.
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
What? That outburst have petrified me, boy.
Boy?
Boy.
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 Ah!
Of course, I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Boy.
Perhaps
it.
because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Yeah, that's where they get their teeth done.
Perhaps if I
Also,
told you that the
wait.
victim had just had a tooth extracted?
Wait.
What's this now?
And
When did
furthermore...
this game take place?
What?
When did this game take place?
1900.
1899.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Dental clinic in 1900s?
Gosh.
Case
dang
one is
it.
1899, but the rest of the series is 1900.
Okay, I got confused. I didn't think a dental clinic actually existed back then.
Oh, those has been a while since the plague, man.
Ah, okay, I see.
Not as effective though.
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating...
What? Lies.
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? You had orders not to eat? So what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedural while anesthetic wears off. Anesthesia.
God.
I promise I can read.
What?
It's okay, so
What?
I can't.
Man?
No, long friend.
You don't know how to say hemorrhage.
Korakuda-san!
What, boy? What?
As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
no.
Additionally,
There's more?
you have asserted the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case,
Dun dun dun.
because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of an anesthetic.
Oh! Expertly done, partner.
Hadouken. What is this nonsense? You little upstart.
I just
never
ruined
heard
your
of a
whole
cosplay.
case!
These are baseless accusations, oh the classic. Just look at this photographic evidence.
Look at this
I have the
photograph.
receipts, though.
You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Idiotic! Use your head.
What's idiotic?
That's the very discrepancy
Dumb.
we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
Kazuma, what's idiotic? I thought it was objection.
I'm speaking English.
What's English?
I think he said.
I don't think
Yeah,
if it's the opposite. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think idiotic and igiari are even related, but alright. How dare you? How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned.
How dare you?
Would you agree, Ryunosuke?
Yes, most definitely.
So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak?
Bonk.
The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel?
Oh, so now that I proved it, now I can tell you there was a woman. Oh, counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
Yes!
It doesn't mean co-counsel because that's me.
Uh,
The
what?
answer to this question is going to be pivotal.
Oh,
This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Trying to get a
uh,
burrito.
got it. You said for me to just spout out what comes to mind when I'm thinking, right?
Oh, wait. I want
Right,
you
right,
to-
Kazuma?
Right?
Right? Wait, when? Since when were you a robot? What's that beep? What?
It's more
Error.
skull.
Lawyer.exe has stopped functioning.
So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been me.
Me.
It was me.
I had steak here. My bad. Sorry.
It was the two witnesses all at once.
Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You know, what I've been saying this whole time.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Then explain the steak, stupid.
And explain
Yes.
the woman, stupid.
Yeah.
There was, because I saw her.
You
Says
what?
you.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was someone else there eating it.
Look at it.
We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable.
Every single one of them. They're stupid. All of them.
If the
All
court
of them.
decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will launch a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice, pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly.
Oh, is that necessary, dude? Kazuma.
Yes. Yes.
Are you insane?
Yes.
You would take on the government?
You not
Yes.
see, man?
In Japan? In
Don't worry,
Japan, no
counsel.
way.
I have no issue with you.
Oh no, you don't need to. I mean, dude, you're in Japan and you're going against the government. That's a death sentence right there.
When in Rome.
Legit. What do you mean?
Oh my gosh.
Good timing. Good timing.
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand.
My man literally pointed the C virus.
What are you
across the
talking
room.
about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? I thought that doesn't exist! And since this is a murder trial...
Yeah, since they were not sworn in, and like Kazuya just like shuts him, Naihodo up like, shh, shh, shh.
You will also be deemed complicit in the killing.
They were sworn in.
Complicit in murder?
It was just Hosonaga who was not sworn. No!
Oh, okay.
Hold it! Negative! There was no measure of that tactical meeting. I was just following orders.
Orders, huh?
Oh.
That's right. That's the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
They're snitching. They're snitching.
Oh.
He just snitched on you.
His brain lagged for a moment.
What did you just say, Kowata-san?
You fool.
What did you say?
No.
You were just following orders?
Now hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean...
What I've been seeing this whole time?
You saw the victim with a lady from overseas.
What?
What? What is the meaning of this? This witness gave false statements. Is this true, you pair?
Well, admit it.
Just one simple slip of the tongue!
Well, bad slip of the tongue, I guess.
Order! Order! Council, explain what is going on here.
It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this.
Ow! Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well,
This is classified!
I'm
So you're
sorry.
prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't! This can't be happening! Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say
Well,
they
I got
were
even
sworn
the
to silence
baby.
by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aoshi had any idea about it.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities.
It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose?
Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence his witnesses, we could continue our pursuit.
We need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly?
Remember how we made progress before?
No, I mean before?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh yes, that's right.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it?
I'm gonna be
We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose.
Oh, Picaro, take the judge, because Mega had to BRB.
Hold on, sirs.
And Lozzu, take the old man too, if he comes up.
If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please wait. Your Excellency, I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this?
Well, Your Excellency.
No time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes out to my mind.
That's
No, I want you to. Well, I'll let you. Oh, nuts.
Oh.
It's a curatorial.
You're not gonna be allowed to examine your evidence.
I guess. Who do you think it is?
Huh.
Oh,
Curious.
that's very easy. No.
I want you to
do a
examine
call
the
to
evidence
action.
immediately afterward. You
Yep.
get this.
Yep.
Or even
only
if you get
man
it wrong,
did
just examine your evidence real quick.
It was me. I did it.
It was I.
I did it. I killed the man.
It was I.
Oh,
There.
Court
What do you make
record,
of that?
now. Court record.
I think. I keep my close to eyes.
I'm going to just examine some evidence that you haven't looked at.
All right.
Spacebar.
Walter's business card.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, do you see it says what is his name here? Satoru Hosonaga.
Well, yes. Business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
You're missing.
It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title.
His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector?
Bureau.
What on earth?
You.
I know I
Man, what
butchered
weird
the
Japanese
name.
word? Furyu.
I have
Buryu.
no idea.
Buryu-san.
But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding it somehow here.
It was the waiter! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
If you knew it, why didn't you guess it?
Cause I second guessed myself, and I shouldn't do that, but I hate it. I was like, what if attorneys could do like a huge plot twist, and it's like, oh, it's actually like the guy that's telling you don't do it. It's actually the evil guy all along. It's part of it, but no, it's the waiter.
Do it.
Oh,
Granted, this is partially on the game for getting you in a situation where if you forget to check the court record, then you have to just blindly guess.
Like they're like, hey, check the court record. Hey, check the court record. Hey, check the court record. Who do you think?
Well, I thought they would probably bring it up like it's done. That's why I didn't do it.
Nah.
I think
My
that's not how
bad.
these games go.
My bad.
I think, counsel, that you may want to close your eyes as well as your ears. Otherwise, the sighs of disappointment in the courtroom may very well deafen you.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Sophia, you must close your eyes in a crisis. Might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time too?
Ooh.
No. Otherwise, I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it permanently.
What
Damn it.
influence? You have nothing.
Here's the
You're not an
prosecution.
influencer.
Your life means nothing. You
You get nothing.
Ah, I've never seen this one before.
I don't know what it is about that prosecutor exactly, but it really makes me wince in pain.
Damish. Damish.
Sometimes.
Damish.
I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to keep your mouth shut as well.
All right, don't get angry. I'll think again, because I
There
was
must be a
kind of
clue
lost.
somewhere. There must be a clue somewhere in all that evidence in the court record.
There must be a Blue's Clues.
Actually,
somewhere.
now that I think about it, we literally found it. We found it. We found it. We found it. We found it.
Your
That's
Excellency,
all.
we found it. Breathe. This guy, because I knew it. I knew it. Knew it.
Massage.
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hasunaga-san.
Hasanaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier?
Excuse me?
Poppycock.
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. Poppycock.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke! Time to hit this court with the truth!
He's actually me. It was me.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest.
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Flip it around.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
I'm a moron.
Hosonaga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession.
The waiter's profession. But that's surely... Good gracious!
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
Okay, hold up. How would the judge not know that information? Like, what? Come on, man.
Man, that's a lot to keep track of. That's a lot to keep track of for every single police force member.
No, you don't need to track every single policeman, but that's a very high standard. Right?
I am convinced that to be a judge, I need to have a
Undercover.
big beard. That's it.
Yep. Can't get
That's
fun.
nice.
Just to have a beard and boom, you're a
Ow,
judge now.
no!
What?
I heard the crack.
The waiter is a police detective? And yes, that was my knuckle. I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand.
Bling bling.
Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Whale!
Okay. I guess you can vote some if you want.
Inspector Hosonaga.
Oh, you're right. I forgot. You can.
I
was worried. I was worried something like this may have happened. Oh, do you want to voice him? You can voice him, Picaro.
I mean, yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go, Picaro.
Yeah.
The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
I mean, honestly, why would you even put that down in the first place if that was your fear? I mean, I think...
He's so dumb. Like, he had more than enough time to transfer that.
Why not? Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Is this a flashback?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Must be.
Of course.
Okay.
Here you are.
Wait. Oh no, what happened to my thing? Alright.
Oh, there we go.
Ah,
Yes, I remember now. Well, I could have sworn the waiter's voice was a bit different, but he did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I swear, I'm not going crazy, am I?
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. I've let myself be distracted when I made that sketch.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I've been summoned.
It was an unusual, careless mistake.
Really, it was.
Really, I had no idea.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
So wait a minute.
No, I'm a butler. Of course I'm a detective.
No.
But
Why
why
would you
would
think such a thing?
What gave you that idea? Jeez. But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course! Your salary must be terrible!
I was working undercover.
I thought they said, why would a detective work for the police?
What? Wait, you're a detective? Why would they work for the police? Ridiculous!
Oh my god.
Undercover?
Press heroes.
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant lately. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
incidents at the restaurant. What kind of incidents?
The dreading.
That'll be classified police information, which I'm not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide.
Homicide?
Homicide.
They killed my homies. It was a homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hasanaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court.
Go as your Excellency.
We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question.
Ooh, the judge used headphones.
However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
Survivors.
Excellency.
Oh, Picaro, you cut out.
Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable!
I can't believe they would do that to Joe.
As I suspected.
Yo, what? Yo.
Bang!
As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady, who I guess to be an Englishwoman.
So the truth comes out.
Finally!
Does
I
Bruno
immediately
Mars is gay?
set off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Special orders? You mean to say...
Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. Make clear that the Englishwoman present at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those are my orders.
But what if this Englishwoman was the killer?
Man, I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea.
Huh?
What?
The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment.
Is that a fact?
An Englishwoman, an Englishman, sorry, I cannot read my genders, have been murdered on the soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of this phantom woman in this case.
But it's not right.
That ain't right.
Who cares?
Not right.
Dot. Oh my god, guys.
Guys?
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Kazuma?
Yume University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory,
Was Joe.
is a young English woman.
What?
You're a shrewd man. I can see why you've chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean?
I removed the woman from the scene of the crime. I thought it prudent to check her identity first.
Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector.
Papers, please.
Inspector.
The English woman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Britt.
Giselle.
Miss Giselle.
I like Giselle.
She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of UMA University Medical Facility.
Yo, I just realized why the surgeon's mustache is upside down.
Admit that under the orders from the.
What is happening?
Oh.
What is happening here?
There you go.
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene.
It's peril, Inspector Montoya!
It's whatever I think it is, and order these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
That idol of him pushing the kid back is hilarious.
It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation.
Bonk.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise.
Oh my god.
Namely, that the victim was dining alone.
Huh?
However, as we have now discovered, that this premise is false. It would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore
Desecration.
the truth. Oh, my bad.
Desecration.
It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the new deadline of a ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Who cares?
Don't worry, we're already running over our stream time limits. So
Yeah.
it should be
Calm
fine.
yourself, Council. We only have 24 hours left.
Bruh.
I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Therefore,
yeah.
I'm postponing it by 1 year.
But say that to the government. See whose hands on the
Inspector
plate
Hasanaga.
Honosaga.
You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency.
At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
Nah.
Said before. My guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
So, it won't be a problem? Are you sure?
Oh, my lungs.
Nothing in my way.
He just falls over and dies.
Thank you for the coffee.
Is he sick?
Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
And to answer Picaro's question, he has lung brain damage.
Interesting.
Yes,
That's painful.
indeed.
That's fun.
Very minor case of serious brain.
Yeah, no, you don't get it. Lung brain damage. His brain lungs or his lungs brain are dead. Exactly. Yes.
Very minor case of brain lung damage.
Brain lung damage, exactly.
Lung brain.
Your Excellency.
Good. Then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening.
10 minutes more like a freaking 7 days.
Oh my gosh!
Let's reconvene.
This is usually like one of the longest first cases in the series.
I think it's I would say it's the longest.
Like, holy cow.
Is it longer than Ace Attorney Investigations 1? Oh, not 1, 2.
No.
Eh? Well, let me. Well, it depends.
So,
I think that's a good place to end it.
yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Last time
Mhm.
on Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't expect these groups to stream today, so I came late. I'm sorry. I'll be back for reals.
It's okay.
For reals?
For realsies.
At least you
For
came
realsies.
better late than never, and it's okay. That's what matters.
True.
So, anyways, thank you all so much for coming. So first off, you should follow again and subscribe to all those lovely people's names in the bottom left corner that I put. Subscribe and follow them all. Not me, just them, because they
No, just her, not us.
them.
We
And
don't need
ladies first,
exposure. We
guys.
need more exposure.
And her. And her.
She needs more
No,
exposure.
not
indeed.
me.
Yes.
No.
Pay her an
No.
exposure.
Pay me what? Anyway,
Exposure.
blah blah blah. Okay, and then for me, I guess if you want to see my content, I guess these people want me to have people, I guess, then tomorrow will be Genshin Saturday again.
Ooh.
3 o'clock
Nice.
EST. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Back to the original scheduled program, I guess. So yeah, until the next stream, friends, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, my friends.
Bye.